11 members of the right-wing militia group, the Oath Keepers, including their leader, Stewart Rhodes, have been arrested and charged in federal court with seditious conspiracy relating to the January 6th riots. Now, this is a big deal because these are, as far as we know, and to date, the harshest charges against Capitol rioters. Most of them, as we've shared with you in previous stories, have actually gotten off pretty easy. Their charges have been lessened. They've skirted any jail time. But this is an instance where there was just so much evidence in regard to the planning that took place prior to January 6th that prosecutors were able to charge them with seditious conspiracy. The new indictment alleges that the head of the Oath Keepers, Stewart Rhodes, and his co-conspirators engaged in a conspiracy to oppose the lawful transfer of presidential power by force by preventing, hindering, or delaying by force execution of laws governing the transfer of power. Now, Rhodes admitted that he was at the riot, but he claims that he didn't enter the Capitol building. That doesn't even matter because court filings reveal that the Oath Keepers had meticulously planned the riot before the events on January 6th. The latest court filings reveal Oath Keeper Thomas Caldwell, who was arrested in January, claimed to take a reconnaissance trip to Washington, D.C. before January 6th. The indictment also surfaces previously unknown communications. Rhodes is alleged to have sent that prosecutors say encouraged the use of force to oppose the lawful transfer of power. I want to give you a few examples of the messages. So this is one example of evidence that they're using against the Oath Keepers here. In one message, they write, "We aren't going through this without civil war. Too late for that. Prepare your mind, body, and spirit," Rhodes allegedly said in a November 5th, 2020 signaled message. In December, Rhodes, according to the indictment, wrote of the Electoral College certification that, quote, "there is no standard political or legal way out of this." So if you can't do it legally or politically, how would you do it? I mean, obviously, they tried to overturn the results of the election by force. Over the next 2 days, Rhodes spent $5,000 on firearms and gun equipment. The week before, he bought 2 night vision devices and a weapon sight for $7,000. I don't see a lot of economic anxiety with these people. Prosecutors said Rhodes also held a meeting with other Oath Keepers leaders in which he outlined a plan to stop the lawful transfer of presidential power, including preparations for the use of force, and urged those listening to participate. There's more, but let me just say, there's been a lot of nonsense about like, no, this was all really just FBI entrapment or an FBI plot. This ain't an FBI plot. It seems like these idiots had quite a paper trail indicating what their planning process was and what their intentions were. Was?
Oh, sorry. No, look, freaking. I just been thinking about this name, the Oath Keepers, and I just think about like King Arthur and the Round Table, and like the idea that you would name, your group of bandits after, something this ridiculous is crazy. And again, the part about the FBI stuff, I mentioned this the other day, they do have a history of entrapping people. Like you can go to COINTELPRO, Black Panthers, the countless number of fake, Islamist terrorists that they've done in the past. Like that, they do have a track record of that. But that doesn't mean the FBI needs to be involved if some hayseeds get riled up and they want to storm the Capitol. We don't need the FBI for that. They do that plenty on their own. And I just hope these guys get prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, right? Whatever we have on the books to get these guys, we don't need to go and be above and beyond that. But you do a crime, you should do the time. It's pretty simple for me. I don't get all bent up out of shape about how idiotic these people are. The cops caught you, put them in jail now.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. I mean, I don't want anyone to be treated inhumanely. You got to be consistent. If you see abuses, particularly human rights abuses within our justice system, within our intelligence community, you got to be consistent and not apply two different standards based on who we're dealing with here. But with that said, it appears that there is sufficient evidence to not only bring these charges, but to also convict these individuals. I don't know if these convictions would end up serving as any kind of deterrent. I do think that there is a problem in the country with right-wing extremism, and it has gone unchecked for a long time. And it's gone unchecked with the help of Democrats who have easily gotten intimidated by right-wingers who demand an end to any kind of investigation or any kind of study into right-wing extremism in the country. But it is a problem, and it's particularly terrifying when you have an increasing number of Republican lawmakers lying to the public day in and day out about how elections are allegedly being rigged or stolen and all of this nonsense. And of course, you look at what the facts are on the ground, and the fact of the matter is, with the gerrymandering that's taking place, with voter suppression bills that have passed in states like Georgia and Texas, if you want to talk about rigging or giving one political party an upper hand, it's definitely the Republican Party.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.